Hey everyone, so welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you happen to be new though, hit that subscribe button wherever it is. It's somewhere down there, all right? Hit that subscribe button for me and let's make this a long-term relationship, all right? I want you to come back, okay? So today what I want to talk about is ladies, women, us. We need to be radically honest with ourselves, all right? Not just honest, radically honest, all right? What does it mean to be radically honest? It just means that we are self-aware enough to know that once something happens, once we see something, we don't say, this is, we don't try to put match excuses with what we just saw, all right? That doesn't necessarily mean that you just kind of pounce on a thing, right? Say if it's a red flag you see in someone, it just means that you're not giving it excuses, all right? We're not excusing people. We're not excusing the thing that happened. Being radically honest with ourselves means, okay, this is the truth. This is reality, and that is what I'm going with, all right? We have to be radically honest with ourselves. Right? No more lying to ourselves. Why am I saying this? I saw something online today about a woman who was in an on again and off again relationship with someone. And I will pause here to say, yes, I am a dating coach. I am not a relationship coach. All right. There is a difference, but just work with me here because it does bring up some issues that I've said previously and that I've mentioned within dating. And if this sort of behavior goes on, then you're going to have instances like the one I'm describing. But anyway, she's on again and off again with this person. Doesn't understand what's up with him, have gone to therapy over the years. All the issues revolve around him not wanting to commit. Right? It's been 20 years. He's been saying, I'm not ready. Finally, he goes on a all guys trip to Jamaica. Yay, fun, right? Turns out that this quote unquote guys trip was actually a wedding, his wedding to a woman that he happily married on that trip to Jamaica. All right. The person who was writing all of this, she found out because she saw it on his Facebook, right? And so I'm sure for you listening, your first thought is, that cheating, whatever, and you're right. But also, she was not the person that was number one to him. All right. He liked her enough to still deal with her after 20 years on and off, but she was not his number one. She was a placeholder. She wasn't even, because they weren't committed, she was essentially his insurance policy. All right. They were never together. She thought they were because he was doing boyfriend-like things. She was doing girlfriend-like things. They've had serious conversations and whatnot. But his heart, I don't know if it was also with that other woman for 20 years. Probably not. Probably only met her like a year ago, somewhere on some other quote-unquote guys trip, right? But that was his first choice. She was never the first choice at all. She was just did y'all see that fly? She was just the good enough choice. I love the summer, but I hate the flies. But she was just the good enough choice, right? And she said some things that were really interesting, and they all relate to the initial dating process, right? He did some of the right things to do. He did some of the right things, said some of the right things, but there was always something that was holding him back. She could feel him not being fully invested, and this manifested as him being truly hot and cold. Like I said, they've been on again and off again, hot and cold the entire time. He's been distant for most of the time too. Sometimes they had good times, but a lot of times not so much, right? And they were saying a lot of things that I always say to look out for. And also some of the things that they'll say too, because some of the things that he said were things that I've noted in other videos too. If you've watched some of my prior ones, if he says, let's not put a label on things, if he says, let's just see where this goes, it's not going anywhere and it's never going to have a label, right? Because he ultimately doesn't like you. Men who want to be with you are never going to say, let's put label on this, let's just see where this goes. They will never ever say that. They will never say that to you. If they say that to you, that's someone who does not have long-term, who doesn't want anything long-term with you, right? They see you as a temporary person in their life, or if not temporary, they see you as the person they can always come to when their number one person hasn't manifested or hasn't worked out for them. All right. And this is where she was. That was something that she saw early on. She saw that 20 years ago. 20 years ago is what, 2003 at this time. I'm filming this in 2023. So that was in 2003. All right. How old was I? Was in high school? Yes, I was in high school at the time, but I was a lot younger then, right? 2003 was a long time ago, and that is how long she's been dealing with him and this behavior, all right? And ladies, I need you, pay attention. I need you to understand that if it is not a resounding yes, it is a no. Okay, if it's not a resounding yes, it is a no. If he is not claiming you immediately, if he's not showing you off, if he is hesitating and committing to you for whatever reason, that's the other thing too. It doesn't matter what their intent is or what their reason is. Even if they don't have malintent, they're still wasting your time. All right. The good guy is wasting your time. The bad guy is wasting your time. Your time is being wasted because they don't either they don't know what they want, or they do and they don't want to tell you, right? Intentions aren't matching, right? If you know what your intentions are, that's why it's really important to know what someone's intentions are right off the bat, right? And if they're not giving a clear answer, it's because they don't want to. And I've said before, men aren't stupid. People aren't stupid. We know what we want. You know, when it comes to what we want, we're usually really, really clear, whether it's about our food, whether it's about work, whether it doesn't matter what it's about. People are generally pretty clear about what they want. So if you're confused, if anything is unclear, it's because they don't want you. All right. And again, like I said, there's a lot of reasons why this may be true. Some of them may be because they are legit scared, which is fine. Your feelings are valid, but also you can't do anything with that. It's not fair to you to put your life on pause because someone isn't quite there yet, right? And even then too, the majority of people who say this, it's not that they need to get somewhere. It's because they don't like you, whether they realize it or not. Because some really don't understand, like, she seems nice. What's the deal? This is why it's going around. She seems nice. What's the deal? It's because they don't really like you that much and maybe they don't quite see it that way. They just think, maybe they really believe that we'll see where this goes, even though it's never going to go anywhere. All right. But here's the deal, and why I said we need to be true to ourselves, stop lying to ourselves. When you feel that feeling, deep in your gut, when you hear that voice in your head say, you know what, this don't feel right. Something is going on. He is not that excited about me. He is too excited to not say anything to me, or isn't fazed by not saying anything to me, being hot and cold. And when I say hot and cold, I don't mean just like a day, y'all. I'm talking like, okay, I haven't talked to him in like a week or 2 weeks. What's going on? Then he just pops up like nothing happened. That is what I'm talking about, hot and cold. That is what I'm talking about when I say breaking communication, right? If he's doing that, he don't like you that much. The man who really likes you is going to go out of his way to talk about dumb stuff, all right? He's going to be like, hey, I'm in Walmart and the Sensodyne is like 2 for $3. Can you believe that? Huh. Okay, well, I know you're probably at work. Talk to you later. Bye. That is a guy. That is the guy who wants you, okay? He's going to find any reason to talk to you. He isn't going to just not be in contact with you if he's really into you, okay? Like I said, he's not going to say things like, let's just see where this goes. They're not going to do that, right? They may try to dodge their feelings out of excitement, like, oh, you know what, I really do like you, and some guys are so excited that they don't want to scare you away with their intentions to commit, because it's only been like 2 dates in, right? That's a guy who's excited. I'm not talking about guys who are trying to, who are just very forthcoming with being undecided, quote unquote, right? That's not, someone who says that, let's just see where this goes. I want to put labels on things, but, that's not someone who wants you, right? That's not. And I think we know it. A lot of times we do know it. This is not trying to absolve the other person of any moral culpability. That's not what I'm doing. But what I am saying is, this isn't in years past when you had, your family very involved in the vetting process for partners, formally involved for the majority of people, right? We're just out here trying to choose for ourselves who is the best person for us. And if we ain't cutthroat, if we ain't asking the right questions, if we're going based on feelings, if we're ignoring our feelings, if we're ignoring our intuition, things will not turn out well for you. All right. And if they do turn out well, it's kind of a fluke. I'm very happy that it turned out well for you. But for the most part, for the majority of people, that's not what's gonna happen, right? We have to do our best to make sure that our intentions and the guy that we're seeing, his intentions, our intentions line up. If there's any doubt as to where he is with his intentions, no bueno. Sorry. You won't be able to question whether someone is really into you. When you really find someone who really is into you, there'll be no question. It's one of those things where if you know, you know. All right. But until then, anything that feels all we got is time, y'all. It's our time is our most precious resource. But there's really no sense in rushing a process that you don't have to. And I would rather you go slow, ask the right questions, be true to yourself, take responsibility for how you've been choosing. If you've been choosing poorly, right? Because I always say, you know what? A wolf gonna be a wolf and a shark gonna be a shark. And some of these guys out here, yeah, they're horrible. But you were just like, oh, look at him, horrible and fine and rich and over 6 feet tall. All right, I can deal with horrible for a little bit, right? Some of y'all are just, some of y'all really are picking guys that's just like, honey, he don't want you. He's so beautiful. He don't. I don't even take beautiful guys seriously, y'all. I'm just like, now what you want with me? What lies you about to tell? Because you don't want me. Because you got everybody. And you still out here playing around, right? Some of y'all are bypassing some really great guys, because you're going by whatever your fleeting feeling is in the moment, right? You're not truly vetting and not truly assessing. I see some of y'all. Don't try to lie to me. I know it. All right. I know it, y'all. But anyway, as I was saying, ladies, let's be honest with ourselves. Stop lying to yourself, right? Got to go with the facts at hand. And you see how, someone is really telling you some good advice when the only response is, whatever, or she's a feminist. Y'all seen some of my comments, some of what these guys say, like, struck a nerve, because it's true, right? They'll say choose better, and then I make a video about choosing better, and they're like, well, then don't ask any questions then. Just be by yourself if you want to ask questions. They said that. I can't remember which video it is, but yeah, one of them said it. I'm like, okay, dude. Right? So anyway, be true to yourself. Or not be true to yourself. Stop lying to yourself, ladies. Too old for that BS. Too old for that. All right? Too old for the bullshit. No, I won't say. I'll say the whole thing for anyone who's listening. Right? You're too old for that. We got to learn how to choose better. Okay, and it starts with us being self-aware with us learning about ourselves, learning about how men think, how they move, so we can make the best choices for ourselves. All right. And so for my next video, I did want to get into it, but I don't want to make this too long. So it'll be another one. I won't promise when it comes out, but I will be doing one on, some of the ways in which we are hindering our own progress in dating, right? Some of y'all are single, not because the dating pool has pee in it. It's because you're assholes and you're jerks. And men are scared to talk to you because you're an asshole and you're a jerk, right? You're going, why don't men want me? Why don't men want to date me? Because you're mean. You're mean, and that's like your baseline emotion, and you have to walk on eggshells around you. That's why you don't have a man, because you ran them all away. Right? So that's what I'm going to talk about one of these videos, okay? Buckle up. But y'all, I think I'm pretty forthcoming, pretty, straightforward about my messages. I just want us to do better together. All right. I want us to choose well. I want us to choose well, because that living well, living a holistic life, is part of living a life that makes you happy, that you have a life of purpose. There's a reason why I talk about relationships, women. A lot of it comes from my upbringing, but also having a great relationship is a great compliment with an E. There's compliment with I, compliment with an E, meaning they go together. Having a great partner is just the icing to whoever God has said you are. All right. All of this is supposed to come together like a nice puzzle piece, nice puzzle, I should say, right? Because the guy, whoever you're going to be with too, you are going to also be that person who is the icing on the cake for him if he's living his purpose. Okay. This is why I do this, because I want you to live well, not just have a great dating life. I want you to have a great life. All right. So anyway, again, my navigating male nature is below. Please get that if you don't understand guys and how guys operate. Okay, navigating male nature. It is 50% off for a limited time. There's also other links below. Again, like I said, subscribe. You can also subscribe to my newsletter. You can follow me on Instagram at I am Bliss Alexandria. All right. That is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Until next time. Okay.